I didn't eat for 93 hours, and here's what happened. Welcome back, everybody, to another video with AI with Sean B. I filmed this video to share with you all a journey that I've been on this week. And the journey actually started Sunday night. And I was inspired by one of my favorite YouTubers, Led Farmer 73. And he was talking about this fasting journey that he had been on and ultimately ended up doing 14 days of a fast. 2 weeks, all he had was like coffee, water, green tea, and salt. And so I was inspired by that journey and wanted to try it out for myself. So that's what I did. So Sunday night, about 11 p.m., I decided to have a final meal. And that's when I started on my fasting journey as I got to sleep that night. So the goal of this video is to help you see how not just how did my extended fast, but also there's a twist to it, of course. And that twist is I used an AI assistant to help me during my fasting journey to plan it out, to make adjustments during that fast, to get encouragement, and then ultimately to measure my progress, track how many hours I was fasting, and even share updates to the AI about how I was feeling and logging that so that I could go back and review that. Now, ultimately, I was looking to use the voice mode of the AI assistant afterwards and have it come on to the video and share with you all my whole journey. So what I have to report is the AI assistant worked fantastic, worked amazing, and made the fast really fun actually because I had this companion to talk to, this digital companion. However, the fail at the end was right when I was getting ready to film the video, the Gemini assistant basically forgot the entire fasting journey. I'm talking like in the final hour as I was of this whole 93 hours of fasting at the very end, it basically forgot the entire conversation. So my whole idea of having the AI kind of come on to the video and we have a conversation with about the fast, and you guys get to hear it and hear from the AI how everything went with all the data I gave it about my journey. That's out the window. So that was a big disappointment. And I think the lesson learned there is I think I'm probably going to switch to ChatGPT because so far that one hasn't let me down. Google Gemini is great for some things, especially access to YouTube videos where you want to build some type of tool or chat experience or conversation off of a YouTube video. It's fantastic for that. And ChatGPT doesn't seem to have access to YouTube videos. But when it comes to reliability, this was a lesson learned that ChatGPT is, at least at this stage, the more reliable AI assistant. So let's talk a bit about the pre-fast journey and the mindset. So, why did I do it? As I said, I was inspired by my one of my favorite YouTubers, Led Farmer 73. He also has a channel called Uncle Led. I encourage you to go out and check out his channels. He's got great content. Um, he motivated me, and actually, it just brought a lot of relevancy to the fast. And I just decided to that I really wanted to experiment and try to get the benefits of extended fast, and specifically, it's the autophagy that I heard about, which helps to repair the cells, and it also is like this dig- like reset of my digestive system. And I have never not eaten for this length of time in my entire life. And I thought it would be harder than it actually was. So actually, it turned out to be pretty easy. There were some moments during the fast where I felt like when I was cooking dinner for the family or preparing their lunches, where I wanted to just grab that piece of lunch meat, like ham, or grab that shrimp out of the pan and just snack on it. But um, I was able to catch myself. And so, you know, preparation was pretty straightforward. I basically just had a final meal of like black cod right before I went to bed on that Sunday night, and then I was off and running starting Monday. So the first 24 hours, I was pretty focused, and it went by pretty quickly. I was able to get through the entire day and not really worry about food and not really think too much about food. The second day, I started to think a little bit about food, and um, I started to realize that uh, my bowel movements, shall we say, were not um, regular, and I could tell my body was starting to adjust. And throughout this journey, like the first 24 hours, I actually lost 6 pounds. And in total, I ended up losing 10 pounds in 93 hours. And really, my mainstay was green tea, black coffee, water, and I was putting salt in to replace that. What the AI was able to do was encourage me throughout the journey. And as I was reporting on how I was feeling and some of the symptoms I was having, the AI was actually recommending adjustments to my salt intake to get some potassium and was telling me what to expect. And it also was able to use research to tell me kind of when it predicted that I was in autophagy. And when I knew I was at that stage, it really was motivating to stay in that uh, autophagy for as long as I could to get as much benefit as possible. So, all in all, I ended up fasting for 93 hours or so as a result at this time. And I wanted to just take a moment. I've got my first drink here that's not water, green tea, or coffee. And I'm about to break that 93-hour fast right now on the channel. So I just want to take a moment to celebrate this accomplishment because it does feel like an accomplishment. There's like a mental, like a really like a feeling of being in control of myself and being able to just make that decision and avoid all food for the entire time. And I felt and still feel really great. I actually feel like euphoric, much more energy, and my thought process, my the clarity of my thinking has really improved. And that was something that was one of the main motivators, was that I was just kind of feeling a little bit of quite a bit of brain fog actually. And this process, this fast actually helped clear that up quite a bit. And I feel a lot more energetic. So what I have here is homemade chicken bone broth. Here's the chicken bone broth that I made. I just put an entire whole chicken in this Dutch oven and put some seasonings in. And this is where my broth came from. I went out and bought a whole chicken, boiled that, put some ginger, a little bit of soy sauce, and salt, pepper, and some garlic. And so I've got that here, and I'm going to go ahead and just take a drink and break my fast. And here we go. That flavor is amazing. Oh my gosh. That's the best chicken broth I've ever tasted. It's just perfection. So, what I would share with you is the end result. If you were thinking about fasting, I want to encourage you and say that you can do it. If I can do it, you can do it. What I realized is that I was every day pretty much chasing what my next meal was, from breakfast to lunch to dinner and the snacks in between. And I think about also my grocery bill for this week. It was $0. I spent not one penny on food the entire week. And I really learned that this is something that I want to incorporate into my life going forward, because it really gives you a sense of well being that I don't think you can get in many other ways. And I want to encourage you to consider experimenting with an AI assistant like ChatGPT. Can't recommend Gemini in this situation, or Anthropic's Claude. I think you'll find that having that digital companion to join you on the journey, to help you plan out your fast, to help monitor your fast, to help capture data about your fast, encourage you, help you understand the symptoms you're feeling and what adjustments you might need to make, can actually make the fast a lot easier to do, a lot more fun, and you end up with some data at the very end of it. Hopefully, if your AI assistant doesn't go haywire on you and forget the whole conversation. So that's the video. I hope that this video inspires you to consider trying fasting if it's for you. I mean, I'm really just trying to reach the people who are interested in fasting and sort of thinking about how you can add this component onto your fast. It worked really well for me. And I hope that this also sparks some other ideas for you that and how you can use AI for your personal productivity, for to help you accomplish your goals, to help you save money, to help you learn new things. And if this video was interesting, inspiring, motivated you, informed you in some way, I want to ask you to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and continue to join me on this journey where I help you to learn more about AI so that you can get the benefits from it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye now.